Alright, today's video is going to be on deck lights, and that's because had I have known a little bit about deck lights, I could have saved a hell of a lot of money, but because I was building the deck and just wanted to get this finished, I just went with, well, the best or more expensive that you can buy. So I got these, so what I've used is the Holman. This is the Wi-Fi version. You can get a Wi-Fi version or a Bluetooth version. Both of them are expensive, but this one, the Wi-Fi, is just slightly more expensive than that. There are brands that do the same stuff, maybe with a different controller box. It's not a smart box, so to speak. Those, like, just that control box was, I think, 180 bucks. And that does up to 60 watts, which means lots of deck lights. But obviously you need to come from a power source. So from the power supply, you've got a large cord that comes out. So there's two sort of cords. The large cord is like a power cable that runs right round, and on the lights they've got a small cord. So what you got to, so it's a lot smaller. And all the lights, there's two different types here. So these ones in the top of the deck are a 30mm very low watt light, and these ones coming out the side are 45mm. So they're 45mm. When I first got them, I bought a couple of packets of each, and the 45mm coming up out of the deck, too much. So you want these little ones, the 30mm. And I've got them roughly every 600 around the edge of the deck, running down the path there, back up the other side of the path, and then round this edge of the deck. And then I've got a few more of the 45mm coming out on the steps, and they work well on the edge of the steps pointing outwards. I've got to put in a couple more here because it's a little bit dark down in this area, but this area needs to be rebuilt as well. So basically these packet of 45s come in a packet of 6, and the 30mm come in a packet of 6. So that's really annoying if you get to the end of the packet of 6 and need one more light, because you have to buy a packet of 6. And they're not cheap. I think those ones are about $79 for 6. Those ones are slightly cheaper. What I could get at Bunnings, because I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to make sure I needed to be able to change over lights, take things back, etc. So that's why we went with what we went. What I did notice at Bunnings is there's other brands there that do the same thing, and virtually half the price. So you could really save some money on a light setup, and I suggest you do, because all the lights in this deck, plus they sort of, I've got a lead going over from here through that pipe underneath the ground, and then it comes up over here, leads down over here, and we've tried to light up this garden as well. I think 45mm spotlights, so we've got 4 of those, and we had 2 of them over here. I've only got 1 now, and we've got a 75mm spotlight down here. That actually puts out some good light, but again, really expensive. So what you got to do with these lights is they come in a packet of 6. Each packet comes with a T intersection. So this is a T intersection. So you've got your big cable, power cable coming through, and it feeds off to another one. But each packet comes with this T intersection, which you can hook the 6 lights up with. Even those big spotlights that you buy singularly comes with one of these, because obviously this connection doesn't fit into this connection. So the first thing you have to do is work out how many lights you're going to need. and of what type. So if you're going around the top of the deck, as I say, use the small ones. We've got them roughly every 600, but as you can see, we've put it every 1, 2, 3 sleepers. This is a big sleeper deck, so we've put it every 3, so that we've just made that the same across there, which is roughly 600, or very close to 600. So we did the same distance down there every 600 roughly. Changed it a little bit to just make it look right, or end down there at a decent spot, but it comes back up here, and then a couple across here, one on the corner, and then 2 in the middle there. So count up your lights, how many of those you need, and then if you've got different ones coming out the side, count up those, work out how many packets of what you need, and then you're going to have to think about extension cables, because you can't just run the extension cable to the start here and then go lights, 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 and that's because every packet comes with an end light. So 5 of the lights will have 2 cords, so power going in and power going out to the next one, and they daisy chain up like that, but there's always the last one with 1 cord, so it's at end of the packet sort of thing. So, you know, if you connect 6 lights along here, when you want to start up with your new packet, you've got to go back to wherever your cable finished, your power cable, and extend that cable out to here with an extension cable. So that ends up adding a bit with extension cables, because you've got it to the first point where you've got 6 lights, and then you've got to run the cable up here to the next point where you've got 6 lights, and then run your cable down here to where you've got 6 lights, etc. And then you've got, you know, if you have to go underground and whatever else, you've got some bigger extension cables. Now I've got it pulled up here at the moment because I'm playing around with our new addition. This is Aloha Bob. No, sorry, Aloha Baz, and we've got 2 of those 45mm deck lights, the bigger ones, shining in from behind his eyes, and that comes up really good at night. Mind you, in the dark, all it looks like was you know, two lights up there, so you couldn't actually see what it was. So you can see I've added the 45mm spotlight ones that are around the garden to shine it up, and it made a massive difference. So it needed that 3rd light, but I need to get an extension cable, and the reason being is these lights are all hooked up, but I've got an end light here, so this one is actually my end light, so I can't connect off that. And then I've got an end light up there as well. Okay? So I've got to get an longer extension cable and run it from around here back under here to where I've got the other string of lights going up to there. So that's a bit annoying, but you have to realise that with these lights, they don't. You just need that extension cable going right round to all your packs of lights. So this is what you want to do. Get yourself a piece of paper, draw out a rough sketch of your deck, and then mark in what lights are going in. So you can see these little dots here. They're the 30mm deck lights. The crosses are the 45mm deck lights, and the cross with a circle, we've got one here and we've got one up here. They're 45mm spotlight. Now, although I've got a line going off this way to more lights, I'm not going to bother with that. That actually does require a special T intersection there that leads on to a further spot, but let's just focus on the basics. So draw out where you're going to have all your lights. Put the little ones up around your deck, the bigger ones, you know, facing out from steps. or just the little ones there as well, but yeah, we've gone with two types of lights there. So you mark out your quantities. So I've got, 24 30mm ones, 12 45mm ones, and we've got 2 of the 45mm spotlights. So it's supposed to be spotlight, different light. So you've got a controller box. Controller box is expensive. Cables, we've got 5 2-metre cables, 1 5-metre cable, and then we've got one small cable at 2 meters, and that goes from here to here. That's the cable that the lights can connect to. So, and I've only spotted them in one Bunnings store so far. So, the parts are kind of awkward to get. So you want to work out what you need. Draw something like that up, and it's going to save you a lot of hassle of going back to hardwares. And you can also, by doing this, you can also price it up and see whether you want the expensive system or whether you just go with a whole lot cheaper version and save yourself some money. So that's the basic SketchUp. So those ones, that one's actually going up the pole, the two eyes of that Aloha Baz, or Aloha Barry, and then there's the spotlight that shines on the face at night, and that comes up really good.